Okay, so yes, this is exactly what you think it is. It's another lending program. Let me close all of this shit out. Okay, yes, you are seeing that there is another lending program out there. Um, so this one's going to be a little bit different. So I will, advise maybe to listen to this one a little bit differently. Don't go in already knowing, hey, XYZ. This one's going to be a little bit different. It's also going to have different information. So I want to make sure that we go through it most accurately as possible. Okay. As you guys can see, obviously I can't scroll anymore. This website was phenomenal yesterday. But today I am having the worst scrolling problem. As you can see up there all my things that I easily searched for in the past and in the future, right? So anyway, while that's being dumb and stuck, we will just continue on. Okay. So by any means, we're just gonna start, right? So Stinium. Stinium is a token that I will say does actually meet a lot of my potential, like, I guess, requirements on what I would have thought of had I came out with my own lending program. So there are some things that this token decided to think of, and it was something that I had thought of. Man, I wish that there was this. Oh man, I wish I did this, or I wish that they did that, or I wish that they had this. So there's a lot of stuff like that going on in here that I'm gonna say ahead of time. It caught my eye very, very early. Shout outs to my cousin who actually found this one. He is new to cryptocurrency. He's about $200 in. So that's how new he is. And yeah, he sent me his link, and I got started and instantly looked at it and thought this could be the next big thing, or it could be like a Rose, EROS. I think it's EROS coin, right? There's like another coin out there. Let me just type it in. ERO. Yeah, this one. EROS coin, right? So this coin and that coin could be very similar. And the reason why I point this out is because that coin started off at 15 cents and this coin also starts off at 15 cents. So again, information is going to be very different. So please listen to all of it. If you have to listen to it, I don't care if you don't watch it all, but try your best to, like, I guess, listen to as much information as possible before you actually invest. At the same time, make sure you do your own research, because I'm not actually recommending this website. All I'm saying is this. This token is a little bit different. Okay, it's going to have some things in it that I like and some things in it that other people are going to like, which again attracts more money. So token does not start until the 1st of December. I'm sorry, yeah, 1st of December. So you have an opportunity, as you guys can see here, 10,000 users already. This world is growing so fast. $9,000 of Bitcoin. So there's at least one Bitcoin in here. I'm sorry. This is what the price of one Bitcoin is. I'm sorry. Currently, the price of Bitcoin has been going up and down. So we're at 9,500. If you go right now, if you figure out what time it is where I am, and you check to see Bitcoin's price, it will not be 9,500. It might be 95 in US. I'm sorry, in euro, but I don't believe it's 95. I think it's 95 in euro. And then we have Ether, as well as their token, again, 15 cents. So what are they? They're just like another lending program, but again, very different. So again, I'm going to go through all the information as possible. They want you to go through it. How does it work? They talk about the steps 1, 2, and 3. Why is it valuable? What is Stinium? It's about type of thing. Can STN be mined? Yes, that's in January. So I'll go over that in a second as well. And then the coin, this is how many they're talking about having. So total supply would be 20 million. The bounty will be 1 million, as well as ICO being 5 million, and mining. So I want to put this out there. This is why this could be a really good coin for whoever can buy in. Okay, I just want to put this out there. This coin starts off at 15 cents. Okay, if this coin is legit and it really comes out, and it comes out in January, the coin possibility for you to sell it at $1 is pretty high. Okay, so that's going to be about a 6-7x. Okay, so let's just say 7x, right? Of you selling it at $1, it's going to be pretty high. It's not like a crazy high, but it's a pretty good, like, you know, chances of it being $1 because it's starting off so low. The chances of it hitting $40 may not be as high. $15, $20 is very, very doable, but 40 is going to take some time. Okay, so don't look at it like, oh man, lending program 50x, 100x, blah blah blah. No, look at it as in the potential of the growth of the program that you're investing in has large potential when the price is so super low. Okay, all right, mineable is 14 million. What that means is that the first I think it's 10 million. The first, I'm sorry, 6 million, as you guys can see, the bounty and the ICO, 6 million, I'm sorry about that. The first 6 million are the only coins that will be available on the exchange. So that means when you buy and I buy or the neighbor buys, those are the only ones available until someone mines them and then gets some more. Okay. So what can I do with Stinium? After the ICO, you can trade it. They're talking about being on Bitstin. I don't know what that is. I don't have Bitstin, but that might be a good platform to be on. I don't exactly know. It says you can join their lending program where you get somewhere between, okay, so watch this, okay, where you'll get somewhere between 0.01 and 1%, okay? 1% max. Okay, and it says depending on, for exchange, it says your daily profit estimation is 0.01 and 1%. Okay, and then they say that it's the lending program Bitstin and obtain a 20% commission. So that means that if you were my referral and I put $1 million in to the lending program, that means that you, as the person that referred me, now made $200,000. That's what that means. Okay, so again, not a whole lot of money in the lending program, but if this coin does grow to being a good amount of money and you only had to put in a little bit to get started, you know, say you put in $2 and you got now $20, or you put in 20 and you got now 200, or 200 and got now 2,000, that 1% offsets itself a little bit. But again, I wanted you guys to see that it's not a lot of money. Okay. Additionally, STN can be used for payments and listing in new coins as well on Bitstin. So again, I don't know what Bitstin is, but I'm assuming it's some sort of marketplace for this token. After ICO program ends, you can sell immediately on Bitstin again. And then it says you can also use STN to pay your trading costs. So I'm assuming it's like Binance. Bitstin most likely be like Binance, where basically what you're going to be doing is you're going to be taking, sorry about that. You're going to be taking the money that you make, instead of saying, okay, I want to trade it from STN to BTC, but I want to pay with STN. So the fee doesn't come out of your BTC. And probably to withdraw your BTC, you can also pick to choose to sell, to pay your fee in STN, which is like Binance again. Okay, so if you guys are familiar with Binance, that's kind of how Binance works. All right, so it says lend 1,000 STN, you get back 1,000. So here's where the lending program differs, and I want to make sure we're still recording. All right, okay. So let's go back down. Sorry. So the lending program is very unique. So this is the most different part about all of it. Okay, so you can read through it if you want on my screen, or you can go to it and do it on your own. But like it says right here, unlike other coins, which is something that I actually really like about this coin. Let's show you one part. So it does not work. So Stinium does not use fiat currency like US dollar. It does not at all. So only thing that matters is the value of Stinium to the actual Bitcoin or to Ether. Okay, so it's going to probably have both of those. But as of right now, it does not care what the US dollar for one Stinium is. Reason why is because of this right here. If you lend 1,000 Stinium STNs, you will get back 1,000 STNs, not 1,000 US dollars. So what that means is that if you were to lend 1,000 at $1 each, when you get back your Stinium and it's $5 a piece, technically you got back $5,000. The reason why I like that is for one reason. When you go to BitConnect or you go to one of these other lending programs and you buy 1,000 tokens at say $300, that's $300,000. You then lend that $300,000 to them. You're not lending the tokens. Technically, you're giving them the tokens, and they're giving you back $300,000 worth of tokens. Okay? If that token value doubles or triples or goes up 10 times, you still only have $300,000. You don't have 1,000 tokens. That's just how that works. When I bought into BitConnect, I bought 5 at $78. It has quadrupled since then. Not my money, but the coin did. And had I just kept the coin value, I would actually be worth more had I kept it as coin value than if I actually lended the program. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. That's good money. Money is money. I'm never going to say 1% a day, 10% a day is not a good turnover. But at the end of the day, it's nice to be able to have a program that actually looks to give you back what you've lent, which is the actual token for token. Okay, so that's the first part I wanted to make sure that everyone actually saw. The next part about this is that all coins in the lending program will be stored on Bitstin market. So what that means is that when you do the lending, most likely, again, Bitstin is probably owned by the same company. You'll be lending them their tokens, and they're going to sell it back and forth, and then most likely going to give you back your token amount whenever they get a second. But again, that's just the way that that works. Now, there's another part that I want to make sure that we're all understanding is how the lending program works, right? So here's the rules. And again, that just kind of repeats itself over. But here's the rules. There is no minimum, no maximum. So no more, I need $100 to lend. No more, I need at least $1,000. No more that you'll have to reinvest at $10 minimum, reinvest at $100 minimum. No more of that in this token. So I like that because I think that this is going to set a trend for different type of tokens being able to come out. Their algorithm is very different, but at the end of the day, it actually makes a lot of sense. Since they don't care. They just want you to lend. That's all they care. And they want you to lend their tokens for other people to be able to buy them to help push the price up. So with BitConnect, Hextra, and Regal, let's just use those as examples. The more tokens that are readily available for you to purchase, the less the token value actually is. If that makes sense to you guys. So the more tokens that are available for sale, the less tokens there are. The less people will pay for them because it's not as hard to get them anymore. Okay, but with this one is a little bit different. The more that are available, the higher the price because you're giving it back to the person that wants the price to go up. See, that's the difference. With BitConnect, they just want more people to buy in. They don't care if you buy their token or not. They want more people in. So the price of the token is going to always go down or it's going to go up depending on how many people are buying versus selling. Their contracts, you pick your contract. 30, 60, 30, 45, 60, or 90 days. If you want to let it sit for 30 days, let it sit for 30. Let it sit for 100, let it sit for 100. But you pick your contract. That's a beautiful thing. I like that. I think that's a really good thing. Stinium, during the lending contract, you cannot withdraw your Stinium. It means you cannot trade it in for Bitcoin and then sell your Bitcoin off and stuff like that. You cannot do that. But daily commissions right here, let's just look up for it real fast. Your commissions are paid in Bitcoin, okay? And in order to pick out your commissions, daily commissions are allocated based on the lending formula, and I'll show you guys that in a second. So they created a formula that will show you guys, that I'm going to show you guys in a little bit, so you can see how much you can actually make off of their lending program. But then they also have the same amount of Stinium will be lent, will be given back. So I'll show you guys the formula in 1 second, but basically you get to pick the time, you can pick how many you want to lend. It just changes the way everything is. Don't get me wrong, I like that, but at the same time, since it's so different, is it real? Could this possibly be real? Last but not least, they have their address. Since I'm where I am and I don't live here, I don't know what this is. I don't care what that is, but they do have an address there. Usually an address somewhere usually raises red flags and scrutiny. I'm not going to search the address on this thing, but I did search it to see if it was a building or not, and I couldn't really tell. So I have no idea. So if you want to do that yourself, you definitely can. Definitely go to the link and then check it out, okay? Okay, so this is the white paper, right? So they do have a white paper. Obviously, this may not be their office. This looks like an office I actually worked in before. So they're just going to show you the things that they have, right? So they're going to show you the script algorithm, which is what we're going to go over. The target prices, I'll let you know how realistic those target prices are. And then the roadmap and the development. So first thing is, what is Stinium? Obviously, it's a digital currency, peer-to-peer currency, and transfer money easily. That's what Bitcoin does. So we don't have to worry about that. Little to no. So this does say 0, but most likely there will be some sort of charge, which will probably be somewhere around like 1 cent to about 10 cents, maybe even up to $1 in US dollar value. Okay. Anonymous transactions. Oh, another thing, you can actually use Stinium to actually pay for your transactions. So it's kind of like Binance. I don't know if you guys are invested in Binance or not, but I'll use that as an example. If you decide you wanted to sell some Stinium, you wanted to sell some Bitcoin on Bitstin, what's going to happen is you're actually going to have to use that whatever you're making to pay for the transaction. Or if you actually want, you can use some Stinium instead to actually pay for the transaction. So just like Binance, you can have, and it doesn't take a lot. It usually takes like 100th of a Stinium or 100th of a Binance or whatever it is, or a 10th, depending on how much you're doing. Okay, so all transactions are anonymous. That's again, all of that is just how Bitcoin works. There will only be 20 million, which again is a great thing because that means the less the better. And then they actually wrote this up while they were while Bitcoin was 7,000. So there are some typos throughout this thing. Don't sit here and try to make it seem like this person isn't legit because they wrote a typo and they printed out paperwork with a typo in it. It's going to happen, man. It's just what it is. I'm going to see if I can find one really quick that I found that was like, it sucks. In their video, there's a typo. It says the word coming with 2 O's. There's also a typo somewhere in here. There was a typo. It's actually not a bad typo, but it was actually in here somewhere. I don't really remember. But again, if you go down to look at their team, you could tell that none of them, their first language is not English. So, and nothing against anyone that might be in India or any of those Western countries. Nothing against anyone in any country, actually. I'm just letting you guys know, we can't sit here and start to judge people off of the fact that there's a typo on the documentation. It's going to happen. You know what I mean? Not everyone that reads over this stuff is going to be a proofreader. So it is what it is. I can't get mad about that. So I'm just letting people know that there will be typos. The one thing they spelled right was the word Stinium. I don't believe they spelled it wrong on any of this stuff. That's all I care about, is them getting their own business name right or wrong. Okay? So, like I mentioned before, how many they're selling. Local exchange is going to be Bitstin. So that is their exchange. And then their website is Stinium.com. 300 seconds is the time between reward for each block. So the script algorithm works like this. Let's scroll down. So we already went over that. And then here's how they're going to price everything. First million tokens sold, it's going to be 15 cents, then 20 cents, 30 cents, 40 cents, and 50 cents. So if you get in the first ICO, most likely you're going to be able to get at 15 cents, and then you're going to at least triple your investment before you even get out. Just in case everyone's wondering, this is what I was talking about. You guys that are buying in at this number right here, don't get mad if someone here is selling here, because it's going to happen. It happens to everybody. Even after you buy from here and the coin goes up to $1, you will see people still trying to get the hell out as quickly as possible, so they're willing to sell here. Okay, that's just how that works. Investors, so there's a way they're going to, so the ICO is going to generate I think about $300,000 or so. It's not a lot of money, but what they're going to do is they're going to take some of the money, they're going to give it to the investors. Okay. Some of the money is going to go to development. Remember, investors not meaning me and you. Investors meaning that there was like some sort of round of raising funds for investors, and that happened prior to me and you seeing this white paper in the website. Okay, advertising, because you want the platform to be very lucrative. I usually like to see 40% here, but that's okay. It is what it is. And then maintenance here is going to be 20%. And then they show you again how funds are allocated. It's all the same. They try to make it as even as possible, but I like to see 40% on advertising. That shows that you really have a dedication to making more money rather than just having a dedication to make sure you pay back your investors. Because I don't care about them. I care about my money. They're launching, sorry, I'm reading this right here. They're launching at 5 million, and then it's going to be the first stage is going to be as low as 15 cents, and the rest of it obviously doesn't matter. I'm trying to feel like I can find that. So since I can't find it, it is what it is. But I want to show you guys the formula, right? They spelled the word fluctuate, okay? But anyway, there was a word in here. It was somewhere in here. It was an obvious word. But anyway, this is how you allocate this is how they allocate. It's how they figure everything out. So me and you are on the same page, okay? They're going to give someone between 0.1%, 0.01%, right? And 1%. 0.01% and 1%. That's what they're going to be giving, okay? As far as daily return, okay? So until the token's value is high enough for it to make sense, we need you obviously, if, as an investor, you want it to be as close as possible to Bitcoin's value. You want it to be like Bitcoin. One Bitcoin is, let's say, $10,000. You want this token to be $100 or $1,000, because that would mean that 100 of this token will equal 1 Bitcoin, or 1,000 of this token equals 1 Bitcoin, or even 10 equals 1 Bitcoin. That's what you want. You want to see that value grow for that reason. And the reason why is because of the algorithm that they use in that order to make sure that we can make money. So if you look at this, if market value is 2,000 Bitcoins, which is all tokens combined, right? So all 20 million tokens equal 2,000 Bitcoins, and the fee on average is 0.3%, okay? And the total supply is only 2 million in the lending program, okay? Remember this one number. The lending program matters. So the more tokens that are in this lending program, the better. At the same time, the more that are in there, actually the less that are in there, the more we get paid per day, but also the higher the value goes. So it's like a two-headed snake in a sense, right? So more tokens we put in the lending program, the higher the price per token will become. The less tokens that are actually being lent when you get your payout, the more you'll actually make when the price grows. So, you know what I'm saying? It's like I said, it's like a two-headed snake. So it's almost like you're still making money no matter what. And remember, it's getting paid out of Bitcoin. So after all of that being said, and you can try to negotiate your way up to say, okay, if the token makes it this much, blah, 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 blah. What you'll then see is you'll see this number here. This is how many Bitcoins you'll make per day. This is how many Bitcoins you'll make per Stinium that you put in per day. So if you put in 1,000, you got to take off 3 of these zeros, and then you'll make that many Bitcoins per day in their lending program. Again, it's not a lot of money, but you know what I mean. The money is really in the early investment, not in the lending programs for all of these. If you were to invest $1,400 the very first day that BitConnect was offering at 14 cents, you would have gotten 1,000 tokens from BitConnect. Had you put in 1,400, or I'm sorry, had you put in 1,400, you would have got 10,000 tokens. Right now, you would have over $3 million. You would have over $3 million. So, you know, but had you put that same money directly into the lending program, you wouldn't be making the same amount of money. So, you know what I mean? The money is really in the tokens. It's not really in the lending program. The lending program is for those who just have a lot of money and just want to just grow their dollars every day. They don't really care about the rest. So, with this estimate, you'll make this much. If the price of Stinium is priced at whatever that number is per Bitcoin, and then that leaves the lending program at 1.2%. So that's how that works. So obviously, again, you lend 1,000, you get back 1,000, and then they estimate, it says when the contract is over this 5, you're gonna get back 5,000, whatever, blah blah blah. And that's pretty much it. So you can see the roadmap. Here's as far as they got, so in case we're all wondering. ICO stage in December. They're looking to launch everything in January. They're going to start beta testing soon. In January, they're looking to launch everything. And then in February, the lending program will be available, as well as internal and external exchanges. So that's going to be the availability for international exchange, okay? So they're looking to have their own exchange, which is Bitstin, and then the mining as well as the wallet. So technically, you can't do a lending program until later, but that's okay, though, because the internal exchange will make up for it for us who look to actually just make some money on the tokens. Last but not least, the team, just so we're all clear, I did try to Google them. Their names are very popular, and there are someone with the same names everywhere. So I don't know if these people are real. These are the only 2 people that I were able to find, these 2 people at the bottom. But when I found this guy, he looked like this guy. So I don't know. I don't know if they're real. So let me just go into the platform really quick, just so you guys can see it. All right, so this is what how many days this is the countdown for the ICO. The top one is for if you guys want to see your own information. So they show you how many sold, how to buy. How to buy, you basically just type it in. Let's say we say 1,000. I don't know, I have to put in at least this much of Bitcoin. So that's going to happen. And then they show you Bitstamp will be available this day. They're also looking to be on YoBit, which means they at least started that process. This will the mining program will look like. You have to download it. And then the unique lending program. This is what it will be at when it's ready. And it shows you when it will be ready. So that's it. And then if you have any referrals, they'll pop up in here. So if you now ask any questions, let me know. You can also withdraw your BTC, which is pretty awesome. I don't know if you can withdraw it ASAP, but you see the buttons are clickable. The only problem that I have is that since I probably don't have any money in, I probably can't click anything. But it is what it is. So any questions, comments, likes, let me know. If you guys want to join us in the Telegram group chat, let me know. And definitely check out, let me know if you got any more lending programs or any other ICOs that you believe in that I should probably look up. Okay? Thank you.